Good evening guys, and welcome to another episode of a Video Game News, the show bringing you the latest and the freshest from the world of video gaming, and a show I haven't made in a couple weeks. Anyways, I have not been this excited to make a video in a very long time, especially in regards to some of the news that have been announced. But let's start right from the top with something a little bit somber. Let's just set the pace. And that is that Metro Exodus, a game I have been very much excited about, has unfortunately gotten delayed to the first quarter of 2019. According to the developers at Deep Silver, they're saying that the game direction and progress is going really well, and they're exploring the possibilities and what their players would actually enjoy from the game. However, because this is supposed to be the most ambitious and the biggest project in their lineup of games yet, it's going to take a little bit more time than anticipated. Now, while a lot of people are probably disappointed by this, I'm actually fine with it as long as they deliver a really good game. I have enjoyed both the entries into the Metro series very much so, and I would love for the third one to even top those and be the best post-apocalyptic shooter I have ever played. So I'm really rooting for them. Get it done, guys, and I will be happy to wait until 2019. And moving on from that, you may or may not have caught just a few days ago when Bethesda over their Twitter officially announced that Rage 2 is in development and should be coming out on spring 2019. They also released the first trailer to the press and have also stated a few more information about how the game's world is going to be. Hint hint, it's going to be open world, and about how the exploration is supposed to function. I highly encourage you guys to go check out the trailer for yourself, but just as a summary, the game should be returning back to its over-the-top gameplay, exploration with vehicles, and very varied and interesting to see terrain. So I'm definitely excited, even though I haven't actually played the original Rage myself. And finally, the news story that I am incredibly excited to deliver you. Well, I'm trying to keep the excitement down, but Stalker 2 has been officially announced to be back in development. Just a few hours ago, the GSC's website has officially turned into this. And of course, that has gotten a huge amount of people excited. Now, you may or may not know the story of Stalker. Stalker is a series of currently 3 post-apocalyptic shooter games which take place in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, these being Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, Stalker Call of Pripyat, and Stalker Clear Skies. I've also rearranged them based on how good they are. With the last installment being released in 2009, it has almost been 10 years since we've gotten a new Stalker game, and Stalker 2 has been announced, then cancelled, then brought back, then put on delay, then cancelled again. GSC Game World had been going through a lot of stuff, including a complete closing down on the studio, and for a whole bunch of time, for a lot of years, it seemed like Stalker 2 is just never going to happen. A lot of the team got lost, and they simply didn't have the funding or the people to continue working on it. Well, luckily, as it seems, they have gotten all of that now, and they are working on Stalker 2 again, so fingers crossed that this time we are going to get the game that we are all rooting for. But before you get overly excited, the game is scheduled to be released in 2021, which is a long way off. And if we've learned something from the development cycles of Stalker games, there is a solid chance it's going to be pushed back even more as we near the release. So feel free to feel excited, but don't overhype it because we've still got a long way to go. And finally, after we've had our fun, let's end on a bit of a maybe more sad note for those of you who are really excited about Borderlands 3. Well, we all know that E3 is coming. It's about a month away, and everyone is getting slowly but surely excited about what games we're going to get announced, what new things we're going to see from the gaming world. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we are not going to be seeing Borderlands 3 at this year's E3, well, at least according to the devs. In regards to being asked about the presence of said game on this year's E3, Randy Pitchford, the head of Gearbox, has responded with the following message on Twitter. I could write it out now precisely and specifically that Borderlands 3 will not be at E3, and many of you will choose not to believe it. Many of you will find a way to interpret the intent to suit what you want to believe regardless of what is true. Well, now what I find ironic is that even the GameStop article immediately starts analyzing this tweet and thinking that it might be deception or it might be some sort of a trick to actually hide the presence of Borderlands on E3. But I would not personally be surprised if this is exactly what it is, simply an announcement of do not get excited, do not wait for this, it's not going to be there, which I guess to an extent can prevent the disappointment players would feel if watching the presentation didn't have their favorite game on it. But who knows, I am not exactly one for speculation, so I will leave this one to you guys. And with that, I will also invite you to please leave down in the comments what games you are excited to hear about or see on this year's E3. Anyways, that is it for me for today's video game news. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check back in for more, and I will make sure to do more. I wish you all a beautiful rest of today, and I'm going to see you all in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.